I think we're really excited for 2014. I'm very excited by all the writers we have in commission and all the writers we're producing this year. I think 2013 proved to us that as long as we are brave, as long as we continue to make the work we believe in, I think new writing will be healthy. I think the challenges that face all of us as a theatre industry are really tangible and real. We're about to go into a new funding round with the Arts Council of England. We as a theatre are trying to support new writers at an early point in their career, ensuring that not only producing their work is an important part of this process, but also developing those writers in order that they have the space to grow.
I'm looking forward to our next major production, which is opening in Manchester in a couple of weeks' time, and then going to Aylesbury, which Howard is producing, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Our first production, as you know, with Jerry Mitchell Productions, this new partnership we've created with Jerry, which is great. People who know his work from Legally Blonde know what a treat they're in for with him, and those that have been to New York and seen Kinky Boots, which is unquestionably the big hit this year on Broadway, perhaps also know what a treat they're in with his work, which is great. I've seen a couple of rehearsals. It's wonderful, really great fun, great style, great. And I think Dear Baz today called it like fun. He went to rehearsal, he said it's like fine vintage champagne. That's his quote, I think, today from the Mail. So you can't say fairer than that, can you?
The economic climate is still tough, particularly in the regions, which is a major part of our business. You know, we've got many regional theatres in the UK. I think it's going to be little by little that we see things turn around and audiences coming back. We're also looking forward to more international expansion this year. We've got our first theatre in the US on Broadway, and we're very much hoping to add to the international group of theatres for ATG, so going global.
There are a bunch we're working on in Asia Pacific, Australia and Asia Pacific, and there are one or two in North America, and possibly even some in mainland continental Europe. So we've got specific strategies going on in those territories. And it's not going to be easy, but it'd be great to take what's best of British theatre to all these places who want us. They not necessarily us ATG, but they want British theatre, which is great.
Our commercial theatre seems to be in brilliant shape, so I hope that continues in the next year. Our public theatre is struggling a little bit, and of course, unless the public theatre is really strong, the commercial theatre doesn't do so well either. It doesn't have all the people coming into it that it needs in order to flourish. So what I really hope for the next year is that people begin to understand a bit better how the public theatre and the commercial theatre fit together, and the enormous pleasure people get out of theatres like the theatre I run and the other publicly supported theatres, that people make the case for support of all kinds for the fantastic theatre we produce in this country.
I think the London theatre seems to be incredibly lively and incredibly happy and so on, and there are these kind of islands of brilliant theatres in the regions, but I just think that we mustn't forget the regions and must find ways of strengthening those great big, those brilliant flagship rep theatres. That's what I think really matters. The other thing that I'm really keen on at the moment is the fascinating thing, the way that the commercial sector and the subsidised sector is getting so close. I mean, I've just done a play for Theatre Royal Bath, and the standards are just the same as in the best of the subsidised sector, and I think that's very, very intriguing, but that's just happening more and more.
Well, 2014 is English Touring Theatre's 21st birthday, and some fool rather publicly said that we were going to do 21 productions or presentations, so my hope is that we do. No, I rather foolishly said this very publicly, and we're kind of rising to the challenge. I'm kind of hoping that regional theatre really makes its mark this year. I think it should. I think the time's right. I think, you know, English Touring Theatre are doing a massive amount of work. UK theatre's just starting to establish itself, and I think the Arts Council is starting to readdress some of the imbalance between London and the region. So I really hope that takes a really firm, strong step.
It's my first year as artistic director, so I'm hoping that we manage to knit up the work that we do in London and the work that we do regionally, a bold mix of new writing and reinventing classics. So I'm looking forward to that. Headlong is really all about that mix between what happens in London and what happens regionally. Because the Soul figures were really fantastic, about another record-breaking year about how people are turning up to theatre in London, but it's a slightly different story in the regions, and I think it's really important that those of us that get funded from London, it's not necessarily all about provision for audience members in London. It's about being funded from London but getting the work out around the regions. So trying to crack that nut over the course of the next year will be one of the fun jobs at Headlong. We're in a really great position at Headlong in that we can provide the creative impetus and the artistic imperative, but we can work together with regional partners and use our funding to join some of those things together. So instead of just touring things around in quite a casual way, what we want to do is really embed ourselves with those regional theatres and come up with some fantastic work that way.